Fam, Twitter is like a gold mine for content and content ideas. I don't see how anybody could run out of ideas if they have a Twitter account when it comes to making content. But anyway, there's an age-old debate that I've been hearing probably for the last couple years. The age-old debate is that people without kids should not have an opinion on raising kids. And I don't gonna lie to you, I personally don't agree with it, but what I will say is I don't think people care about that side of it as much as people say. You gotta understand that people are very prideful about their children. So when it comes to anybody telling them how to treat them or anything, you're gonna get a response that's gonna shut it down. We've seen hundreds of movies, and even in real life, people have always said, "Don't tell me how to raise my kids." We've all heard that saying before. But now sometimes it's not enough. So if they find a way to attack you in whatever way, they will. So if you don't have kids, it's shut the hell up, you ain't got no kids. So I remember I was at work, right? And I just said I was tired. You know what I'm saying? I was tired. I had a long night. I just said I was tired. Now the people at work know I don't have no kids. So the first thing that come out of their mouth is, "Nigga, what you tired for? You ain't got no kids. You ain't got nobody to take care of." And it's like, damn, a nigga can't be tired because I ain't got kids. Some people just be like that, you know what I'm saying? But back to raising kids though. I hate this whole like appeal to experience or appeal to authority when it comes to having debates or discussions, because I think different perspectives is valuable, because even though I might not be personally going into it or personally experiencing, I can have secondhand a third person perspective on it. And sometimes you need that outside looking in perspective on things, because when you in it, your feelings get involved, your logical and reasoning isn't at the best. So it's good to have an outside perspective of somebody that's not connected to the situation and try to add more logic than anything, because they don't have no feelings attached. This debate is funny to me because we see bad examples of parents all the time, and we always say every child deserves a parent, but not every parent deserves a child. So we run with that, right? But the opinion of somebody that don't have kids is invalid. But this person can abuse their children, whatever else, but their opinion is still solid because they have kids. Make it make sense. Because I'm telling you, people are just prideful about their children. It's not necessarily that you don't have your own. Nobody wants to take advice from other people when it comes to raising their kids, unless their kids are just completely out of control. Like if it's like the Boondocks, where the kid was just throwing cereal all over the place and granddad handed that woman the belt.
When he gets like this, I just don't know how to make him stop.
Have you ever tried beating his ass?
What was the belt?
You must have lost your goddamn mind.
I guess I just hate to see a child go unbeaten.
Something like that, cool. But most of the time, people do not want to hear that. It's almost like when, like, you ever been cleaning your room and your mom or dad come in and they start telling you, pick this up, and you turn around like, my nigga, do you not see me cleaning? Like, do you not see me picking this shit up? Like, they just get the fuck out the way. That's how it is. People are just really prideful about it. And they're going to discredit you however it is. If you got one kid and they got two, they're like, shut up, nigga, you got one kid. If you got a girl and they got a boy, like, shut up, nigga, you got a girl. It's just the way it goes. So don't take it personal. But I do think it's just a mask of just pride. And I think we should get away from that pride for a couple reasons. We've talked about how people repeat cycles. You know what I'm saying? Something happens to them in their childhood and they go on to give it to their children. And we have these talks about generational traumas and blah, blah, blah. Am I wrong if I see you repeating that cycle that you say you wanted to stop, and I tell you, hey, remember how we was having that talk about this, whatever it was? Well, you're doing it. And now you're going to tell me that I should have an opinion because I don't have kids, but I see you doing the same thing that you complained to me that was done to you when you was a kid. Don't make no goddamn sense. We all not parents, but we all have been children at some point. We all know the child's perspective of that parent-to-child relationship. And you can really get some advice from anybody, whether they have kids, don't have kids, whatever it is. You can get valuable advice from anybody if you take heed and let your ego go and pride go a little bit. You know what I'm saying? None of us have it all figured out, and it's good to just get different perspectives on different situations. You can try different outlets, different ways of approaching certain situations. There's a lot that you can get from if you just start taking advice from people. And it's not even just about raising kids, but this is just about in life in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I ain't gonna lie, like, especially me being 22, sometimes I do feel like I know it all. Or even if I feel like I don't know it all, I know more than you, whoever I'm talking to. And I do have to like tone that down a bit, because I do need to start listening a little more. Yeah, we are flawed as individuals, but that's one thing that we all should probably do better of as a society is taking advice from other people when it comes to raising children. You know, a lot of people, especially when they give you advice, only mean well. Like, to be honest, whether your child does good or bad in life, it doesn't affect them not one bit. So it's like they probably mean well if they're trying to give you advice or trying to help you out. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. But the last thing I do want to bring up is, I'm gonna keep it a stack. A lot of parents don't even know their kids. Like, 'cause I know that whole saying of "don't tell me how to raise my kids" a lot of times comes from parent to teacher. And a lot of times, like, these parents only see their kids for about 2-3 hours a day. Some of your teachers and some of your child care providers, like I was a long time ago, know more about your child than you do. You spend 2-3 hours with them. I spend 8 to 9 to 10 hours with them 5 days a week. And on the weekends, even when you have all the time with them, you don't spend that time with them. So I see them more. I see more of their behaviors and their actions than you do. I might know a lot more than you, or more than you think I know. And that all gets thrown out the window for whatever reason. Because I remember when I was a child care provider, I felt like I was raising kids at that point. Like, these kids were connected to me. I actually built like an emotional connection. Like, I cried when I left them kids. And it's like one of them things, like, they looked at me, I wouldn't say a father figure, but they looked at me like almost like an extension of family. You know what I'm saying? And that can't just be thrown out the window just because you birthed them. Especially because a lot of people don't have time to be there for their kids. So you trust these people with them all day long. You should want to take some advice from them sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And stop believing your child is innocent all the goddamn time. Long story short though, start taking advice from people, running it through an actual filter, not just through pride and ego and just tossing it away. Actually see if it makes sense, give it a try, you know what I'm saying? And stop looking at people that may not have as much experience as you firsthand as people that you can't take advice from. Because honestly, a lot of us be having good perspectives on things, so we all started off non-parents, and some people were a little more prepared for it than others. But yeah, anyway, it's your boy RayQuan.